Would you like me to play this? I mean, this one is fully under my fingers. Well, I wish I knew how not so much, but God, I've done this. But anyway, no, you'll be
I'm
fine.
flexible.
Okay, you'll be fine. All right, do it. That's perfect.
I just have to play fast.
Yeah. Yes. We'll build a land where we enough to build a land where the captives go free, where the oil of gladness is all morning. Oh, we'll build a promised land that can be. Amy said she was going to buy it. I said, I was going to sell it, but she's going to buy it. That's fine. Because I just want one powered speaker, you know. And so anyway, there's an electric voice that I said, I'm going to buy it in Costa Rica. But that really is, if they were really using it there, but it's nice to have. But anyway, take it back up as you go.
Because I noticed that last week when I checked.
And here we are. We can hear ourselves well. I loved how you introduced your special music last week about the birds, about bird song. Yeah, it was so nice.
I appreciate it.
It really was so
Oh, and I was looking up like information because some of the lyrics for that song, Many Refugees song, the lyrics were just like nonsense. So I was like, what does this mean? Like, why is there just like vowel sounds and then people in the comments were like, and then like from what I could tell from the story was they were like, just do the language of the flowers.
Oh, that's wonderful. Yeah, it's very nice, very neat. The our property in Costa Rica, we're awakened every morning by birds. 5:30. They just start, and there's so many birds here. We have toucans. Probably we have just
How early are they waking you up?
5:30, 5:30. But that's fine. It gets started at 6:15. So the days they're the same. We gain about 45 minutes in the summer, you know.
Let me see.
But here you gain 4 hours.
Yeah.
So when we come back and all of a sudden it's staying late, it's staying bright to 8
She needs
o'clock,
one.
messes with me.
Oh yeah, I can imagine.
There's a quick copy button
days.
on there.
I'm very sensitive to the sun.
Uh-huh.
It's like if it starts getting super dark, like bright around like 7, 8, I'm like, I'd be up all night. And then I'm like, it just feels like then your sleep schedule kind of gets whacked out if you're not careful.
Yeah.
Because come winter, I go to bed so early because I'm just super sleepy.
When I heard you, I brought my iPad Air. I got a new iPad and put Foursquare on it. I'm going to copy some things. I want to learn Dr. Broadus at Incognito, as well as I do the Gollywog's Cakewalk. But
That one's fun.
it is fun. It's so much fun. That one, and I want to learn Jimbo's Lullaby, and which is very easy.
Do you have the music?
Well, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to scan it into Foursquare.
Beautiful, because I've got so much music.
That's what I'm going to look through some things that I want.
I own copies from the library for $7. Somebody donated all of these for $7. So they have at the front like forwards from like Bernstein and like put together like all this compilation music. It goes from like this is the easier music to this has got like the spare doing me and stuff. So
Okay, yeah.
really fun. But
So it actually goes from easiest to more difficult. Oh, that's kind of fun.
yeah, there's a lot of like short stuff around this stuff that I'm gonna try to learn for like auditory.
You know, there's so many really accessible Scarlatti preludes that are just gorgeous, and they fall in that 1 1/2 minute, 2 minute framework.
Yeah. And they're all just like a page.
Oh, I'm gonna check it out. I will check it out. But anyway, I'm gonna steal.
Oh yeah,
Clip
no,
steal. Yeah.
because I've got this is all the music I own. So
Okay,
I've got
yeah.
all the Beethoven sonatas,
Oh, and Amy Deputy loves you, by the way. If you have the love of Amy, you're doing good.
She's sweet.
Oh, she is.
Yeah, she was talking about wanting to put together a music performance bash at her place.
Oh, yeah.
She also talked about you said you were available to do something similar. So,
It's getting close.
Do you want this closer to harmony?
this microphone is pretty unforgiving. Just kind of vaguely put it over here up front. Kind of an empty house today.
This boat is steady, this boat is sure. When you're ready, climb aboard. When you're ready, grab an oar. This boat will carry us to the farthest shore. We all know hardship, we all know pain, but nothing ventured means nothing gained. And every rainbow needs the rain. You're not alone, try again. This boat is steady, this boat is sure. When you're ready, climb aboard. When you're ready, grab an oar. This boat will carry us to the farthest shore. Even if you've been tempest-tossed, even if you feel that all is lost, you've heard the thunder roar, had a look at heaven's door. If you're sinking like a stone, this boat will carry you home. This boat is steady, this boat is sure. When you're ready, climb aboard. Go ahead and stand up. When you're ready, rise if you're willing and able. Oh, this boat will carry us to the farthest shore. In this boat, there's nothing we can't do together, no matter the weather. No matter that the charts aren't ours, we will navigate by our stars. This boat is steady, this boat is sure. When you're ready, climb aboard. When you're ready, grab an oar. This boat will carry us to the farthest shore. This boat is steady, this boat is sure. When you're ready, climb aboard. When you're ready, grab an oar. This boat will carry us to the farthest. One more time. This boat is steady, this boat is sure. When you're ready, climb an oar. When you're ready, grab an oar. This boat will carry us to the farthest shore. This boat will carry us to the farthest shore.
Well, that was a wonderful start on this steamy morning. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to this gathering of the Unitarian Universalist Church of Bowling Green. Whether you're here in person or online, we're so glad that you will be joining us. My name is Valerie, and I'll be your service associate today. Little housekeeping, please set your cell phones to silent so that we can be present with each other during this service. This service is being live streamed, and if this large room isn't comfortable for you, you can go to the Hosea Ballou Lounge next to the entrance of the building to watch the service live stream. We are a welcoming congregation. Whoever you are, however you identify, wherever you come from, whoever you love, you are welcome here. For Unitarian Universalists, the flaming chalice is a symbol of the light of learning and the love of our community. As our congregation's chalice is lit, we invite you to light your own chalice at home. This morning, our chalice will be lit by Chad. Please join us in singing hymn number 362, Rise Up, O Flame.
Our chalice lighting reading is A Gift to Offer the World by Reverend Lisa Friedman. We join voices to remember that we each have a gift to offer the world and to use in making the world a better place. Our opening reading is by Emily Richards, Stories in the Making. Some stories begin once upon a time or long, long ago, but other stories begin here and now. Those stories don't always have a clear direction. Sometimes they don't even have a clear beginning. What they do have is possibility. Those are stories still in the making, stories that have yet to be fully written, stories with the potential to create change for good or ill. We won't know how the story ends until we get there, but we can decide what words we use to write those stories. Words like hope, kindness, gratitude, peace, courage, perseverance, joy, and love. Above all else, love.
Thank you, Roxanne. Our next song will be We'll Build a Land, and Forrest will be leading us.
Yes. If you like, it's number 121 in the Gray Hymnal. And please rise and body your spirit. Bind up the broken. We'll build a land where the captives go free, where the oil of gladness is all morning. Oh, we'll build a land, this land that can be. Come, build a land where sisters and brothers, anointed by God, may then create peace, where justice shall roll down like waters, and peace like an ever-flowing stream. We'll build a land where we bring the good tidings to all the afflicted and all those who mourn, and we'll give them pardons instead of ashes. Oh, we'll build a land where peace is born. Come, build a land where sisters and brothers, anointed by God, may then create peace, where justice shall roll down like waters, and peace like an ever-flowing stream. We'll build a land building up ancient cities, raising them up heard some good harmony out there. It was wonderful.
It's one of my favorite things of being up here is getting to hear everybody sing. It's just like an orchestra. It's wonderful. We usually do a unison. Oh, children's. Okay. We're going to have the children's recessional singing Go Now in Peace. Let us read together the third UU principle. We strive for acceptance of one another and encouragement to spiritual growth in our congregations. Let's now take a few minutes for meditation, reflection, and prayer. The singing bowl will lead us into silence. And after the silence, you're invited to join in the song Spirit of Life. The words will be on the screen. our Sunday services are different each week so that we can honor and learn from our wide array of traditions and beliefs. Today, we will be reading the sermon from Reverend Tess Baumberger. The text will be read by our own Delaire. Since her ordination in 2003, Reverend Tess Baumberger has served congregations in New Hampshire and Massachusetts, and also worked as a chaplain in both hospital and hospice settings. She is both a professional listener who accompanies people through difficult times and a poet who enjoys creating worship. She likes helping people discover and develop their gifts for leadership in order to serve the health of the congregation and the cause of justice in the wider community. She is the minister at First Universalist Church of Essex, Massachusetts. Delaire will be reading her sermon today.
Good morning. The title of the sermon today is The Possibility of Paradise. What is the nature of humanity? Are we basically good or basically bad? This is a central question in theology and in our lives, and it boils down to, can we trust one another? Historically, our faith has come down to the side of human nature is good. Both our Unitarian and our Universalist ancestors denied the idea of original sin. Original sin is an idea that the early Christian theologian Augustine came up with over 1,600 years ago to explain why we sometimes behave so badly. Augustine said all of humanity fell with the sin of Adam and Eve, and that our basic human nature is sinful. In fact, he believed babies are born with such a taint of original sin that it needs to be washed away by baptism, which has always seemed like an awful idea to me, that babies are sinful. However, our ancestors, both of the Unitarian, God is one, and the Universalist, we're all heaven-bound, side, denied the idea of original sin and emphasized original grace instead. They said our basic human nature is good, but that the world leaves certain marks on us that can hide or obscure that goodness. Can we trust one another? Our religious ancestors would probably say we can basically trust other people, but also pay attention to actions. We extend trust, but if the other person proves themselves unworthy, then we are approached with more caution. They believed in the possibility of goodness in humanity. I've always liked the idea of basic goodness, so this faith felt right for me nearly 30 years ago when I first discovered it. But since then, my belief in human goodness has been challenged by a close reading of history written by the targets of oppression, women, Black and brown people, and by observing how poorly human beings can and do act in our own day. These days, especially with high-profile people acting with disregard for others, if not cruelty or even brutality, I'm finding it hard to believe people are basically good. Last year, I found the images of immigrants being shaved and marched bent double through a prison and onto planes especially distressing. Plus, they were sent to a forced labor prison in a country known for its brutal treatment of prisoners without any due process, without any concern for their rights or humanity. Such images, such realities make it hard for me at times to believe in the goodness of humanity, or at least the potential for goodness. Anyone else feel that way? So today I want to share with you some perspectives from more contemporary thought leaders who can help us think about this ancient religious question in some new ways. Two of those more contemporary people are religious leaders, such as the Dalai Lama and Archbishop Desmond Tutu. I recently read the Book of Joy, which includes interviews with these two great spiritual leaders about joy. In the course of the discussion, they also touched on this question of human nature. One thing Archbishop Tutu said that really struck me goes back to the distress many of us felt over those images of immigrants being treated brutally. Archbishop Tutu says, "It's so wonderful that we can be distressed. That's part of the greatness of who we are. You are distressed about someone who is not family in any conventional way, and yet you feel distressed equally. It's incredible just how compassionate and generous people can be." Now, that's an interesting take on our distress, isn't it? That our distress at the suffering or ill treatment of others shows how good human beings can be. In fact, this man who saw some of the worst of humanity in the struggle against apartheid says human beings have a fantastic capacity for goodness. He points out that most people are doing the best they can and trying to help out each other, trying to make the world a better place. He says to consider all those in the helping professions: teachers, nurses, social workers, therapists, doctors, healthcare workers, who dedicate their lives to doing good, to helping people. He says human goodness is so common we don't even notice it. We expect it. Desmond Tutu says, because the majority of people are good, that proves that we are wired for goodness, for compassion, for generosity. This reminds me of what Fred Rogers said about how to help children cope with disasters. He said to look for the helpers, and that makes me think of Rebecca Solnit's 2009 book, A Paradise Built in Hell: The Extraordinary Communities That Arise in Disaster. Has anyone here read it? It's a beautiful book by one of my favorite nonfiction writers. It tells some stories and summarizes scientific research about human response to disaster. And this book talks a lot about human nature, offering something of a compromise between the basically bad and versus basically good binary. Solnit says the study of disasters makes it clear that we have multiple human natures that respond to our environment. But, she writes, the prevalent human nature in disaster is resilience, resourcefulness, generous, empathetic, and brave. She writes, in the wake of an earthquake, a bombing, or a major storm, most people are altruistic, urgently engaged in caring for themselves and those around them, strangers and neighbors, as well as friends and loved ones. She talks about some specific examples, including the 1906 earthquake in San Francisco. She tells how Dorothy Day, the great advocate for poor people, was in San Francisco at the time. The community Dorothy Day saw grow from that disaster shaped her whole life. Community was always so important to her. Solnit writes that when all the ways we ordinarily divide ourselves and pattern our lives are shattered, people step up. Not all, but the great preponderance, to become their brother's keepers. And that purposefulness and connectedness bring joy, even amid death, chaos, fear, and loss. This is borne out again and again in sociological studies of human responses to disaster. Think of a natural disaster or a human-made one, and what do you see ordinary people doing? They help one another. This suggests people are basically good. So why do some people, faced with disaster, act badly? Solnit says, often the worst behavior we see following some calamity is from those who believe others will act badly, and so they take defensive measures. Acting preemptively against that imagined threat. So people act badly because they expect others to act badly, and they want to beat them to the punch. Here's a clear example of why theology matters. Our beliefs shape our actions. Believing human nature is basically bad leads people to act badly. It is a self-perpetuating belief. So maybe believing people are basically good leads us to act better. Why, if we have the choice, would we choose to think so poorly of one another? Rebecca Solnit points out that there is not much profit to be made from the types of societies that emerge after disasters, which are ones of free association, sharing resources, and mutual aid. Solnit thinks we expect the worst of one another because we live in an economy and a society built to serve the wealthy and powerful. It is in their best interest to divide and to pit everyone against one another. The media they largely control reinforce the messages, and the powerful want us to believe. People in power and the media they largely control want us to fear one another, to think of public life as dangerous, to live in secure places and be isolated from one another. In his book about community, author Peter Block says autocracies arise from exactly this dynamic, turning people against one another, playing the politics of fear to keep us divided. Autocrats benefit from our believing we cannot trust one another, that human nature is basically bad and selfish. Again, theology matters. People like Desmond Tutu disagree with this picture. He says, you know, human beings are basically good. You know that's where we have to start, that everything else is an aberration. This is similar to what our religious ancestors believed, that we are born good, but the world may leave marks on us. So behaving badly is an aberration of human nature, created and perpetuated by those who profit from separating us, keeping us believing we cannot and should not trust one another. But our basic goodness is always there. Rebecca Solnit writes, the possibility of paradise hovers on the cusp of coming into being, so much so that it takes powerful forces to keep such a paradise at bay. Disaster allows that goodness to manifest because it disrupts our usual order, makes systems fail, and frees us to live in another way. And when we are free to live in another way, we tend to act in ways that show our desire for a different type of world. Solnit writes, disaster reveals mutual aid as a default operating principle and civil society as something waiting in the wings when it's absent from the stage. It makes sense that mutual aid would be our default operating principle, given that we evolved as social animals in small communities of mutual aid. We evolved in societies where we had to rely on one another in order to survive. So I found some hope in these contemporary views. Solnit's book and the witness of Archbishop Desmond Tutu give me hope that we can indeed trust one another. Everyone I've spoken about today agrees that human beings are basically good. Perhaps a good practice for the doubtful will be to look for and notice human goodness wherever you see it. Does what Desmond Tutu said seem true to you, that most people are good? The more we believe that, and the more we move away from individualism and self-interest towards collectivism and interdependence, the better we will feel and the better our world will be. In order to make that move, we have to decide to trust one another. When we do, we can build a different kind of community. Peter Block writes, community grows out of citizens deciding to trust each other and cooperate to make this place better. So one way we can learn to trust one another is by deciding to trust each other, by being part of a community. Any community where we can immerse ourselves in service to one another and the wider world. Community is built by good people deciding to trust one another and to do something useful together, like we do here. So let's do that. And we do this in our congregations. We share our resources, take care of one another, and model what a better world might look like. We believe in human goodness. We believe that paradise is possible, just waiting within and between us to be made manifest. In our churches, we strive to trust in one another, and we want to work together to make ourselves and the world around us even better. Join us as we let love guide us through this dark night. Thank you.
What a positive message. Thank you very much for reading that. If you have questions about Unitarian Universalism or about joining this congregation, please speak with a member of our membership team. Their name tags have an open book symbol, and will membership team members raise their hand? Perfect. Perfect. Thank you. On second Sundays after the service, you can join in a question and answer session with our membership team in the Hosea Ballou Lounge in this building. This congregation and the work that we do is supported by the voluntary generosity of all who contribute. The offering is a sacrament of the free church. You may place your donation in the plate as it comes to you or on your way out, or use the QR codes on the screen, or donate versus our website, or mail checks directly to the office. All kinds of ways to support this church. As we enjoy the music, the offering will be given and received in grateful appreciation of our shared hopes and values.
I knew how it would feel to be free. I wish I could break all these chains holding me. I wish I could say all the things I could say. Say 'em loud, say 'em clear, for the whole world to hear. Say 'em loud, say 'em clear, for the whole world to hear. I wish I could be like a bird in the sky. How sweet it would be if I found I could fly. I'd soar to the sun and look down at the sea. Then I'd sing 'cause I know how it feels to be free. Then I'd sing 'cause I know how it feels to be free.
Thank you, Liza and Forrest. And we thank you for these gifts. May we use them wisely in the service of our congregation and our community.
Good morning. I'm here just for a moment in a space of in memoriam, okay? And I'd like to just begin with having us take a deep breath and think of all of those folks who have died in the 2 earthquakes in Venezuela. Truly a great humanitarian loss. Loss in the world and loss now comes also to our community. Yesterday, we had a celebration of life for Jean Vallée, okay, who was a long-term member, a wonderful person. And we had good services with lots of great remembrances and good food. Jean's good friend and mentor was John Downing. As we began the service, Frank got a call from his daughter saying that on Friday night he had fallen. He hit his head very hard, was unconscious, and was life-flighted to Lexington. He died Saturday morning. 2 hours later, his wife Cheryl, who had been ill for a long, long time, also died. We remember them and recognize them with love and affection. We will make plans for services and they will be forthcoming. Thank you.
John will be greatly missed by many of us personally and by the entire congregation. He was our oldest longtime member and has led many, many workshops, religious ceremonies, and again, may he rest in peace. We will miss him. Thank you, Deanie. We have more community news, but it will be in the weekly update and also in our monthly newsletter, so please check that. Let's just move right into our final hymn.
For those of you who like the book, it's number 134. I happen to like the book. Please rise in body and spirit as you are able. This world is one world. What touches one affects us all. The seas that wash us round about, the clouds that cover us, the rains that fall. Our world is one world. The thoughts we think affect us all. The way we build our attitudes with love or hate we make a bridge or wall. Our world is one world. Its ways of wealth affect us all. The way we spend, the way we share, who are the rich or poor.
a ship that bears us home, where fear and greed make many homes, where hearts can hear a different call. You may be seated.
Our final reading seems appropriate today as we end our official church year and will enter in July and August into our summer freestyle. I was glad to hear Ken Kuhn, our board vice president, read this at Thursday's board meeting, so I'm glad to hear it echo again today. A Garden, Not a Prize, by Reverend Tandy Rogers. May your thriving never require someone else's diminishment. May joy ripple outward. May your flourishing be communal, mutual, and contagious. A garden, not a prize.
Thank you, Roxanne. We hope you found this service meaningful. We invite you to share your thoughts about today's service. You can send comments to sunday-services@uubg.org. Or for those of you who are here in person, we have a blue box in the lobby where you can leave suggestions or comments. We also have an online form. We invite you to join us again, either in person or online. Until then, be well and go in peace.